Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Taurus for the mid-January time period. I will let you decide what that means to you. I hope everyone is doing well. As you know, this is a general reading. There may be parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest. You may also want to check out your other signs as well. As you know, I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is the spread that I have for you today, dear Taurus. In the past position, we do have the Ten of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Wands. In the obstacle position, we have the Eight of Pentacles clarified by the Knight of Swords. In the present position, we have the Fool clarified by the Hierophant. And in the future outcome position, we do have the Four of Swords clarified by the Chariot. Really wonderful spread, Taurus, for the mid-January 2021 time period, I have to say. So in the past position, we do have the Ten of Pentacles, which is a really wonderful card. It's a card of generally known to be transfer of wealth from a generation to a generation, because we see all generations depicted, all three generations depicted in this card. We see several people, we see a small little kid, we see two dogs as well, and definitely the pentacles symbolize security and stability, because the pentacles are represented by the earth element, which kind of grounds and brings that solidness to a situation or relationships where people sort of understand each other quite well. The Ten of Pentacles could indicate that in the past, you know, your family provided you with a period of time where you felt stable, where you felt secure, where you were able to focus on things that interest you, and kind of shaped you as well and became part of your identity. The Ten of Pentacles is a really positive omen. It's basically in a way, it's kind of having it all, you know. It's a yes card, it's a wish card, because you get to focus on the things that interest you the most. And as we also know, the 10 represents completion, so you know that shows that that period of stability and security, you know, kind of came to an end and you learned a lot from it. It's interesting that it's clarified by the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is, I heard some tarot readers say it's not their favorite card, but the reason for that is because the Knight is usually impulsive, not very dependable, not very committed. It's like dating someone who sometimes calls you back and sometimes doesn't, you know. There's like that little bit of flakiness that the Knight of Wands kind of brings with him. But definitely the Knight of Wands is all about direction. So it's moving fast, living kind of in the fast lane, being magnetic to a certain degree also. Not as magnetic as the Queen of Wands and the King, but the Knight of Wands is kind of getting up there, and definitely he's very well noticed. And he brings determination and that drive. He's very confident, you know, he kind of sort of just charges ahead, if you will. We see that the horse is kind of standing up and you know, in the kind of motion of action, if you will. It could be that as a result of having that stability and security in the past, you were able to pursue your passions. You were able to focus on things that kind of brought adventure to your life, and as a result, you know, only made it more kind of interesting, and you know, from which you learned a lot. But I like that the Ten of Pentacles brings that element of stability very nice. I'm a Taurus, so I definitely enjoy that stability. Now, let's see, in the obstacle position, we do have the Eight of Pentacles, which is not a very good card to have in the obstacle position, partially because when you have cards that symbolize financial stability in the obstacle position, it could be that you are spending a little too much money, or you're not investing properly, or you're not kind of, you know, doing what you're supposed to do money-wise, and as a result, you should watch out for financial constraints that may come. So definitely make sure you budget and don't spend more than you have. The Eight of Pentacles also represents a little bit of laziness. it's kind of an obstacle that comes from within you, like a character trait that could be considered a flaw, if you will. The Eight of Pentacles brings that, not wanting to socialize, perhaps not being really great at being super social, kind of keeping to yourself, maybe having a fear of change as well. It could be that it could be that some of that comes from the fact that you feel you didn't get something you deserved, like, were passed over for a promotion or some sort of a recognition that did not come your way. But for many, it symbolizes, failure due to not putting enough work, not seeing things through to the end, perhaps starting and going strong for a while, but not really kind of finishing up the task. And the Knight of Swords is, in the clarifying position, it's a challenging card to have as an obstacle, because of course the swords are not the most pleasant suit in the tarot spread. It could be, and I think for most of you, it's lack of communicating, inability to kind of assertively communicate a main message, and as a result, there could be a little bit of misunderstandings happening. There could be a little bit of delays and setbacks, if you will. The Knight of Swords for some is also a bit of a problem that may be, come from a different person, because the swords are well known to bring kind of gossip, if you will, and talking behind someone's back. The Knight does have temperament issues, so he could be a person that could easily get angry at you, perhaps in a work-related setting. So definitely watch out for that and make sure that you definitely focus on things at work, especially mid-January, so that everything goes smoothly for you. Now, in the present position, we do have the Fool, and it's clarified by the Hierophant. I absolutely love this combination because it's almost like shows his journey from the beginning to this wise man, traditional man, kind of not really knowing what things may bring, and then, having gone through everything, really learning so much knowledge and kind of acquiring so much wisdom that kind of provides the stability. The Hierophant is represented by Taurus. It's a major arcana card, much like the Fool, but definitely the Hierophant brings that groundedness, brings that stability. He's all about tradition, and he's quite conservative, but he's in the clarifying position. In the major position, we do have the Fool, which is all about, being in the pursuit of your dreams and feeling powerful, feeling important, but also a bit of a risk taker, but also a little bit naive about some of the pitfalls that may be coming up. I like that the Hierophant, the Fool has this little dog by his side. It's perhaps it symbolizes someone in your life that is kind of trying to warn you. There may be, things kind of coming up that you should watch out for, but that the voice of that other being is smaller and you may not notice it. You may hear it in the background, but not kind of pay attention to it as you should. But the Fool is definitely the biggest omen about the Fool is that there will be decisions that are going to be coming up, and some of those decisions involve a little bit of risk. So definitely be aware and make sure that you kind of think things through and, ask for guidance. As we see the Hierophant, ask for wisdom, ask for guidance from people who are in your surroundings, who can provide that and help you make the kind of most advantageous decision that would kind of leverage you in the best possible way. In the future outcome position, we do have the Four of Swords. That could mean many different things for different people, because on one hand, the Four of Swords could be the end of conflict and, things being settled well. The person here is lying, so he's, lying down, so he's definitely getting rest. This person's not moving anywhere, it's not going anywhere, and it's really, really quiet, because usually when you are obtaining rest, it's usually in a quiet setting. It could be that you're regrouping about something. It could be that something, because the Four of Swords comes after the Three of Swords, which is betrayal and loss and grief and separation and all those unpleasant things. So it could be that things, behind the scenes work themselves out, and you're able to kind of get some respite from a conflict that may have transpired, and you're able to kind of move forward in a peaceful fashion and be able to heal on things. It could be that you are thinking about making a decision, but you're trying to make that decision without listening to the input of other people that could deter you in the wrong direction. And so that's really important, to be able to kind of listen to your own inner guidance, because that only you know what is best for you. Not even the closest people around you may not know what is best for you. It could be that you are planning something as well, coming up ahead. Perhaps you are making really important plans that may affect others. I like that the Four of Swords is clarified by the Chariot, because of course the Chariot is all about victory and conquest and control and success and achievement. The Chariot here shows a person that is not actually holding the reins, because he's controlling these two lions in front of him with his mind, and so that kind of signifies, it's also a major arcana card, signifies a really powerful person, determined, and of course I think most Tauruses are pretty, once they make a decision, I think we are pretty much unstoppable, if you will. So the Chariot is a really good omen. I'm not sure how I feel about the Four of Swords. It's not my favorite card, but I don't really like the swords that much, so I'll take the Four of Swords, because it's the most kind of benign card, if you will. It's interesting that there are kind of really tectonic movements happening underneath, because we do have these three significant, powerful major arcana cards: the Fool, the Hierophant, the Chariot. Definitely you will see a pretty significant change in March and in April, and things are really going to drastically change when May comes around. You really will feel a lot of power surging around you. It's definitely going to be really interesting to see how things turn out. Let's see what energy oracle cards I pulled, and we've got Third Chakra Archangel Camuel, Indecision, Fourth Chakra Archangel Raphael. Yeah, it's interesting that the divine here is sending these two angels, Camuel and Raphael. Very, very important angels, and it does seem like the decision that is going to have to be made is not going to be an easy one, which obviously explains why there are two angels that are in the reading. But starting with Camuel, Third Chakra Archangel Camuel, that's all about emotions of desire, things about manifesting things that you want. And definitely I recommend meditations. Make sure that you meditate on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis. It's really important for your emotional health. It's really important for your spiritual health. All those things require, input and energy, and definitely there's a lot of positive outcome that comes from meditating as well. And when you're meditating, it's easier, for you to kind of manifest things as you are able to really focus and really concentrate on different things. Definitely there are incredible, meditating applications. There's definitely definitely incredible meditating videos on YouTube that you could use to help you. And definitely it's like important. I sometimes will like do yoga as I'm meditating. So it's important to kind of stretch your body, flex your body, and, you know, make sure that you're kind of establishing a connection between your body, your mind, and your spirit. So all those things are strong, because challenges can be quite difficult, and so you need everything that you can have at your own disposal in order to be able to overcome challenges and still, you know, kind of be your normal cheery self. The powerful Archangel Chamuel is holding a beautiful sphere of golden light at the solar plexus, which is the location of your third chakra and the center of your life force energy. The issues here revolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy, but the most important here is the emotion part. It's difficult sometimes to realize, you know, which emotion serves you well, which emotion is kind of like a negative old pattern. So it's important to meditate. It's important to kind of sometimes, you know, also buy literature that talks about, breaks down different patterns of emotions and whatnot. So it's really important to kind of pay, you know, not pay attention, but spend some time learning and grounding yourself as well. The issues here revolve around emotions of desire and your personal energy. When this card appears, it indicates that an increased enthusiasm is present or soon to be on its way. This is a great time to move toward the completion of your desires. Your life force is vibrating with power and resonance, and your soul is calling you direct to focus on your energy and use it in a purposeful manner. This angel of power is with you now, so definitely go for it. And the affirmation you may want to say is, my third chakra is open to its perfect healthy state. I radiate a bright and vibrant life force energy. I feel excitement for all that I do. Definitely pretty powerful. The fourth chakra archangel Raphael is all about compassion and self-acceptance and love. Raphael extends a beautiful green energy surrounded by gentle waves of pink to your heart center. This card indicates that you now have a greater readiness to receive love from others as well as from yourself. And do remember that the heart is more powerful than the brain. It's got a lot of emotion, it's got a lot of energy, and it's got a lot of life force that has to be directed in a kind of way that is most beneficial to you. So that's why it is definitely important to meditate. It also indicates that a much needed healing from a previous broken heart is taking place. You are healing. The tender vibrations of Raphael remind you to encourage yourself with a compassionate self-talk that you desire to hear from others. So what you want to hear from others, say it to yourself. And that will kind of bring about a change that is going to definitely surprise you. Also remember that each and every one of us, we have a karmic debt, and sometimes, you know, the challenges kind of test us in order to pay off a little bit of that karmic debt, you know. So definitely make sure you are kind of remembering that and go easier on yourself. And easier, when you go easier on yourself, you go easier on other people as well. Tauruses can be notoriously difficult on themselves, so make sure that you practice, you know, being kind and gentle first and foremost to yourself. Know that as you do, the light from your heart center will shine with an irresistible beauty, and the universe will send people and situations that cause your sense of love and support to grow and grow. Your job is to focus on self-compassion and allow the universe to bring the people. Remember that you are whole, that you are not missing anything or anyone. You are as exactly as you're meant to be. You have everything that you need. And do practice that self-compassionate talk. The affirmation for this is, my heart center, my fourth chakra is open to its perfect, healthy, and joyful state. The energy of love flows through me now. I live in love. And definitely the indecision card is a rather low vibration card that suggests you may want to be aware aware of how much time, we know that you're going to have to make a decision because we've got the Fool, we have the Four of Swords. There's going to be a decision that may kind of set you back a little bit, where you're going to focus too much on trying to figure out the best way. But sometimes, just making the decision and moving forward is better than not being able to seize the opportunity. Sometimes there's a time frame attached to the opportunity. Let's see what answers from angels I pulled. We have within the next few weeks. Yes, without the exclamation point, but success is with an exclamation point. That's good. So definitely the answers from the angels are really positive, very reassuring and confirming that you are moving in the right direction. Definitely kind of stay committed and stay dependable and stay focused on your goals and your dreams. That is what the Hierophant is all about. Make sure you focus on, things that matter the most, which is usually family or relationships that are really kind of important. Sometimes the Hierophant means bringing back those traditions, or maybe kind of changing them, a little bit in order to, because especially in the time of COVID, and 2020 was such a difficult year, the divine here is suggesting that reconnecting with people that matter to you is definitely very important, and remembering to forgive yourself first and forgiving others as well. But you're moving in the right direction. The cards are pointing to that. Make sure that you kind of use everything that you've learned in the last, especially 24 months that have been quite trying, and focus on regrouping, planning, and sort of moving forward. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Taurus. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. Please check out my Instagram. I'm also posting affirmations on my Instagram. Definitely check that out and follow me. Again, thank you so much for visiting, and I will see you next time.